Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. Today I am going to be talking about two different products, and I'm going to be using both of those products today in this video. So here we go. The first product I'm going to be talking about is the Ron Brown Off-Center Chuck Type 2. This chuck is going to be able to be used to make off-center designs and pieces. Goblets with off-center stems to rings in the bottom of your pieces. So I'm excited to be able to use it. I've never used anything like this. Now I do have the Ron Brown Longworth chuck. I really love that. And I also have his Live Edge jam chucks as well. I love those. I use those all the time to remove my tenons off of my pieces. So you do see Ron Brown's stuff in my videos quite a bit. And I have everything linked in the video description below. Please feel free to go check out all the information in my video description. It's pretty simple. This backside here goes against your headstock of your lathe. There's a couple set screws. You want to make sure you tighten those down. You have this plate here. This is the back plate, which in turn goes against your headstock. Then you have this front part. This is two pieces. This ring fits over top of the centerpiece. So whenever you go to clean it or whatever, it has everything inside. I did take it apart off camera, and everything lines up. It has lines and everything on the inside of this back piece as well, so there's no confusion on how to put it back together. So this you're able to turn to adjust how you want to off-center your piece. You could do dramatic to just taking it like a half a turn, which that's what this up here does. If you have it here, it's set to a full turn. If you got here, you could do your halves, which is really awesome. So if you just want a little bit, you're going to be able to do it with this. It also comes with this threaded piece. This is what's going to hold your workpiece onto here. So what you're going to do is screw this in here. It has two set screws too, so you want to make sure you tighten those set screws down so that way it's not going to come loose. It's recommended to use your lightest chuck that you have available. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your chuck with your piece, okay? So you're going to go ahead and use this when you're turning your piece, and then you're going to put this on after you establish your tenon and your mortise. You're going to finish your project, you're going to turn it, and then with your piece attached to this, you are going to put it on the Ron Brown Off-Center chuck. Now, with your chuck, it should have a set screw as well. You're going to want to make sure you tighten that down so that way it doesn't come loose. Now we will be able to turn this in any direction we want to off-center anything. So what I'm going to do is I have this piece of walnut in with some Star Bond heavy thin CA glue, and then let it soak in and hit it with some Accelerator and kept adding. I'm going to get this rounded on my bandsaw, get it attached to the lathe. I'm going to turn this with you guys, and then we're going to attach it to the Ron Brown Off-Center chuck and do a little design in the center of it and see how that is. I'm also going to use my Robert Sorby texturing tools too to see if I can do some off-center work in the bottom of this as well. This is just a test piece, so I'm not exactly sure how it's going to turn out. Okay, so my next product that I am trying out in this video is I sent an email to Brad's Workbench to see if I was able to try his product. And, you know, I don't blame him. He was a little bit hesitant, but he agreed to send me some of his stuff for me to try out. So I am using, in this video, on this finished piece, I'm using Brad's sanding paste, his tongue wax finish, and his tongue honey. Now I'm not exactly sure if I can use all three of them together, but I have all three of them available. So in this video, I will be using all three of them on this walnut platter, just to see if all three of them look good together. So that's what we're going to do. I will use the sanding paste and the tongue wax finish first and see how that is. And then if that looks good, I might stop there. And if I feel that I want some more, then I'm going to apply the tongue honey afterwards. Did look over some of the information that he sent me. This is actually really, really awesome. He has his application set up to where he has it wrote down if you have the lathe off, how do you apply it, and if you have the lathe on, how you apply it. And they come with nice little informational cards explaining how to use his product, which I really, really like. And then this is just tips and stuff. And then if you have any tips or anything, he has a community where you could go in and let him know, or let everybody know how you used his products, and if you have any new tricks with his products as well. So I really like that. I like that, to be able to share how his products, and I'm sure that if you use other products with his products, I'm sure that he would love to hear that as well. So I'm excited about this. So alright guys, I am going to stop talking, and I have not yet got to that bandsaw and the lathe. So, and go ahead, get this rounded up on the bandsaw, get it on the lathe, and I will see you then. Even though I rounded it on my bandsaw, I still need to true it up on the lathe before I start my mortise. I'm going with a mortise on this piece because I don't want to have too much material taken away from this. The bottom is not going to have too much removed. It's just going to have enough to where it's not sitting completely flat on the surface. I am following my normal steps of procedure when it comes to a finish. I sanded up to 400. I waved it back with denatured alcohol. I applied 1 coat of sanding sealer, denibbed it with a Scotch-Brite pad, and then I follow up with the sanding paste. I was really, really happy with the workability of Brad's Workbench Extra Fine Sanding Paste. The first thing I noticed with this is how well it started soaking into the piece. That right there, I knew that this piece was definitely going to have protection on it. That was important. That's one very important thing when you're doing a piece, is you want to protect that wood. After I was done with this, I went ahead and I applied the tongue wax finish, and I worked it in the same way I normally work any kind of finishes in. Now you can let this sit for 15 minutes, the tongue wax finish for 15 minutes. And I like the little comment he's got on his card, in that 15 minutes time, you can clean a shop up because it always needs cleaned. I like that, and my shop always needs to be cleaned. So next time, Brad, I will definitely use that. This time I didn't, but next time I definitely will use that 15 minutes to start cleaning up the shop. This is the part that I will explain a little bit later on in the video. Normally I stopped doing the bottom parts, putting a finish on the bottom part until I was done with the whole bowl. Because if I used a waste block and I used denatured alcohol to soften up that hot melt glue, it would get on the back and ruin the finish. So it was like, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And so that's why I quit doing it. But I wanted to test this product out to give it, my opinion. And so I went ahead and did like I normally do. I will talk about those results towards the end of this video. Now I did sand this up to 400. I followed the same steps as the back side of this, or the bottom part of this plate. I did have a pith that I had to address, so I'm using some Star Bond brown, medium brown, to fill that in. There is a link in the video description if you are interested in that. There's also a coupon code. You can save yourself 15% off. With the texturing tool, this is the 4mm texturing wheel. There has been comments about that I'm not using this right, and you know what? I'm probably not using it right. I'll admit that I'm not. But I watched a couple videos, Robert Sword videos of this texturing tool being used, and the one comment says that I had the head of the bolt facing away from the piece, and that was one of the comments that I was using it wrong. Well, when I was watching this video, the head of the bowl was facing away from the piece. So then I got to looking, I was like, okay, so I went and I looked at mine out in the shop and took the head off and put the head on and got to looking at the bevel of the texturing wheel. That has everything to do with it, and the bolt has less to do with it. So if you're putting your texturing wheel on and the bevel, you need the bevel facing your piece, it just depends on which way you're putting that screw in, that the head, which way the head is. So I really don't think that has too much of bearing on using the piece correctly. I think it's more to do with the wheel than the bolt. That's my take on it. I don't know if that's correct. But that's what I seen. Not saying I'm right or anything. I could be wrong, but we'll move on. So I got the off-center chuck attached to the lathe, and I put the threaded piece in for the chuck. Now, this is my first attempt at doing this off-center on this piece. When I say first attempt, I did many attempts because I wasn't satisfied with the performance of myself with this first attempt. So I played around with it a little bit and decided that I was just going to go ahead and sand it back and try again. Well, I did many attempts on this until I felt comfortable enough to share my work with you. My last attempt was okay. Am I proud of my work as doing this? Absolutely not. I really think that I need to practice a little bit more. Practice makes perfect. I preach that to my kids. Practice makes perfect, and you know, your first crack at something's not going to be perfect. You're going to have to, there's trial and error to everything. And that's the same way with this for me. Somebody else might have this and be able to give it a good go the first time, and whoa, they got the perfect piece. Me, on the other hand, it takes me a while. And I thought that would be a good, transparent way for you to see exactly how I do things. And when I say transparent, is I want you to see me and how I'm learning things, because you know, this stuff, a lot of this stuff is still new to me. I come into this woodworking with no knowledge whatsoever. And when I say no knowledge, is the only knowledge I had of wood turning was the day I went up to Woodcraft in Columbus and I seen this guy named Kevin doing a demonstration, and I was hooked. Well, after I got my lathe, and I bought it the same day, my husband got it for me the same day, I got home and I turned a little goblet, and I was so proud of that. I was like, oh man, I turned this, you know, and you know, I was super, super happy. Did I know what I was doing? Absolutely not. I had no clue what I was doing, but I did achieve a little goblet and I was very happy with it. And I turned other small little pieces, and that's where it comes. Practice makes perfect. And this is my fourth and final attempt, and it's by far perfect. But I wanted to share something with you on using this product. This is not going to be the first time you're going to see this product in this video. You're going to see me using this, not every video, but you're going to see me using this product quite often. I want to start adding more detail to the bottom of my pieces, so I think that this would be perfect for that. Once I get used to it and figure out exactly how to make those little rings perfectly, I definitely want to add this to this piece. And also, I really would love to do a design in the bottom part of a bowl and then fill it with some resin. I think that would be really attractive as well, either in a bowl or a nice platter. We'll see. Alright, so on to the finish of this. Did the same thing as I did before. Wiped it back with denatured alcohol, applied 1 coat of sanding sealer, I denibbed it with a Scotch-Brite pad. Off camera, I did use a brush to get into the cracks and crevices of the texturing and stuff to remove that sanding sealer. Denibbed it with a Scotch-Brite pad, blew it off with the air hose, went in with the Brad's Extra Fine Sanding Paste, which again, very surprised with how the workability of this is and how well it's soaked into this piece of walnut. Followed up with the tongue wax finish. After I was completely done with that, I went on to using the tongue honey. And then we are getting to my part where I'm going to be discussing the products with you. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this whole takeaway from me learning how to use these products and share them with you. And don't forget, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you never miss out. Alright guys, I will let you hear the review from me on these two products, and I will see you next week. So please stick around for the review, and I will have some pics at the end. Alright guys. Alright, I am all done and I am tired, so I'm going to make this quick so that way we can finish up this video because it's kind of long. The Ron Brown Off-Center Chuck Type 2. This is amazing, and I wish that I would have tested it before this video first, but I wanted to be transparent with what, how I use products and how my first attempt at it. And this was my first attempt at the Ron Brown Off-Center Chuck. I can honestly say this is really amazing, and I think with more use and more time under my belt with using this, I'll be able to produce some really stunning pieces. And I do recommend this. I honestly do. This really is an amazing product. I mean, it's in the name, amazing. So I got some off-center designs in here. I think you can see them. Let me stand up for you. So you can see there is some off-center stuff to it. And I also used the Robert Sorby texturing tool, and I used the 6mm on this for the thing. This here, the outer rim, is done just regular center, and I used the 4mm to get that effect on that, which turned out absolutely, this is the best I've ever done with that. So I'm really proud of this. But this is just a test piece. This is done with just a regular detailer, and this is on center, and then the rest of this is done off center with the Ron Brown Off Center Chuck. I am very, very happy with this product, and working with different positions on here. I think that I'll be able to achieve that and just keep working until I can achieve the designs. And what I'm going to do is, for the next time I do, once I get good at this and I revisit this with you guys, I'm going to show you exactly how I figured out the steps to get in the positions that I want for my off-center work. I just wish I would have spent a little bit more time on testing this first before the video, but I want to be transparent with my audience. I want you guys to be able to see that, I have to learn how to do things, and everything that I use in my shop is, I taught myself how to use. To watch his videos on YouTube as well, and I will make sure I have that linked in the video description, as well as his website, so you can go check out his product. It's amazing. I highly recommend it if you love off-center work or add detail to your pieces. I think it's great. Alright, we're going to go to the finish. So remember, I will have it linked in the video description below. Please go check out this amazing off-center Chuck Type 2. The finish surprised me. It really did. I was extremely happy. because I always finish a piece, and then, you know, even though we have air conditioning in our shop, it still gets warm, especially if you're moving around, and my hands get sweaty. Well, then I touch a piece and I leave fingerprints all over the piece, and then I have to do it all over again, which is very, very aggravating. So not only with that, I also end up getting denatured alcohol on the finished part that I've done, and it takes off the finish. I got denatured alcohol on the back of this, and it didn't take off the finish. I was in shock. I was like, oh my gosh, oh no, I did all that stuff for nothing, and it didn't even take it off. So I decided the denatured alcohol didn't take it off, so I wanted to try water and see if it would take it off. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take a drink because I'm really thirsty. So I already tried this once and it worked just fine. Okay, my hands have water on them as well, so you can see the water going on. Okay, so we're going to wipe it back off. In fact, I'll just wipe the whole thing. Look, it's still shiny. The finish is still on. It's amazing. I love it. So that's a good finish when it does that. I mean, it's not even cured yet. It hasn't even sat to cure for the 24 hours that it takes for it to set up. So I'm very happy because I always tend to mess up the finish after it's all done, and I don't have to worry about that with this. It's great. I will have Brad's information linked in the video description below, as well as his Etsy shop where you can purchase his product. I recommend his product. I think it's amazing. Brad, you got an amazing product here, and I am so glad you gave me this opportunity to try it. I am just really glad. I know you was hesitant to let me try it, and I'm so glad you did because it's amazing. So yes, I definitely will be using this in my shop quite often, with many other products as well. I'm not going to limit myself to one, but I definitely will be adding your product to probably everything that I turn, but I will mix them with other products. So I recommend it. I recommend his product. He gives very good information with his product as well. Like I said, I will link his information in the video description below, as well as any other information that you would need on the Ron Brown off-center chuck and Brad's. If you need any questions or answers about the products I used today, feel free to leave me a comment, or you can send me an email, and my email address is in the video description below. And if you want to send me something to try out, send it. I'll try it out. I'll give it my best shot at trying it out. I thought this was very fun. You let me know what you think. I also, before I'll let you go, I have a question, because I think it's important that my viewers have the say so in what I do in my videos. So I have been reaching out along with my husband to different resin companies, and you know, some of them want me to do a video a week of resin. Well, I do a video a week, and I like to mix it up with different things. Have I did a lot of resin videos? No, I haven't. Do I want to? Yeah, but not every video. So I want your opinion. Would you want to see resin videos with resin in a project and wood every week? Or would you rather see a plain piece of wood in one video and a resin in the next week's video? That way there's one of regular wood and then one of resin and another one. I don't want to just stick my subscribers with one thing. I want you guys to be able to see many things, and I just think that that would limit me to give you what I'm looking to give you. I just don't feel confident and comfortable enough to do resin videos for every video. It would be okay if I'm producing 2 videos a week, but that's a lot on me. I'm hoping I can. If I can't do a resin video for YouTube, if I can't do 2 videos for YouTube a week, then maybe I can do a short of one or the other on my Instagram. I don't know. I haven't decided. There's so many options, and I want your opinion on it. So you let me know what you want, and I will do my best to give that to you, because after all, I can't do this without you. I need your help for content, and for you to let me know what you would like to see from me. I haven't been doing this very long, and I have a lot to learn, and I am here learning with you. So with that being said, I hope you guys come back next week. Please, if you're new to my channel, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out. Leave me a thumbs up for this video, and leave me a comment also to let me know what you think of this video and the products that I used in this video. And remember, don't forget to check out the video description below. I will have links for everything that I used in this video in there. Alright guys, I think that is it. Until next Thursday, I will see you then. Take care. Goodbye. God bless.